This is a true story about a brown dream sinking to the bottom of the Tigris Euphrates. This is a brown dream. It was Francisco's last night out with his friends, 3 of them on their way to see the latest sci-fi movie. They were driving. A stereo jockeying the latest top 40 rapper, because that was all he listened to, but it didn't matter. Music was only part of the setting and not the motivation for late-night brainstorms about how to make money or how to escape the feeling of being left out of a dream so many painted red, white, and blue. But his dream was brown, brown as his skin, brown and impure, brown as Eve's apple after she took the first bite, brown as the everlasting blur of English, African, and Indian. Moving through the forests of this continent 400 years ago, before it was known as destiny, before he had ever heard the word immigrant, beaner, spick, stupid, dirty, before he had ever dreamt of assimilation. He is 18 and Mexican. He is in San Diego, Topeka, Buffalo, San Antonio, Oakland, California. He wants a piece of the American dream. Francisco wanted a college degree. He wanted to be a professional, a stockbroker, or FBI agent, because those were the jobs with the most power. If he could have been a rock star or a superhero, there would have been no need to enlist, but he had to be a U.S. citizen if he was going to make a living like them. The Army recruiter at his high school told him that if he served in the military, he could automatically become a U.S. citizen. After 4 years duty and an honorable discharge, there would be plenty of money left over for him to continue his education at a good institution. Or he could take his technical skills as a tank operator or small weapons expertise and apply them to a civilian job. It was exciting. Brown boy who wasn't even a citizen, who had only been a resident 5 years, who didn't know much about education, was now willing to die to become a student. One year later, he was working on a tank unit, fighting in Iraq. Francisco heard it was the second time the president had invaded this nation. They were driving in the desert. They were taking fire, swerving. The tank lost control and headed straight into the river. As Francisco's lungs filled up with water, he remembered his last night out with his friends, how his mother had wanted to cook dinner for him, but he didn't want to spend another hour in that cramped apartment where she cooked for 6 of his brothers, his 2 uncles, and their compadres. Instead, Francisco invited Jose and Diego out to the movies because that's what Americans did. Now his soul is an ancestor in the Euphrates, Chicano blood mixing with Arab soil, returning to the Garden of Eden by way of the U.S. Army, the same way it had come. Only now he would finally receive something he had been promised, an officially sealed envelope